Hey everybody, Jordan Arell here, making another daily video about circumcision trauma healing. And today I want to start out with something that just came to me today, which is sort of a gestalt healing of the entire issue of your relationship to circumcision, to just that whole entire concept and experience, and how it affects your entire life as a whole. So to do this, you can start by really just thinking about circumcision very generally, and again, as I've said before, basically just whatever comes up to your mind when you think of that word, circumcision, or genital mutilation, or whatever word is most strong for you. And just get like a general feeling of your whole energy field, of the space around that word, how you feel in your body as a whole when you think about circumcision. And when you think about how that has affected your life as a whole, and how your life is now compared to how you imagine it would be if you were not circumcised, if you were not dealing with this. Just imagine the difference between that, and then focus on the life you have now, and that quality that comes from being circumcised, and the difference that you feel because of that. And now, when you've got a good sense of that feeling, if there's a lot of trauma around this, it should be pretty easy to find a strong feeling around how this has affected you, how you feel about circumcision, and especially how you feel emotionally and in your body. And even if that feeling is numbness, that's totally fine. Numbness is definitely a strong feeling. It's a very strong lack of feeling. But if that's what you feel because of circumcision, then that's also totally acceptable. But whatever that feeling is, whatever that experience in your body is, and just that general field of energy around thinking about circumcision and how it's affected you, just first of all, just open up and really experience that. Open your heart, open your mind, and open your awareness up to just totally feeling that and experiencing all of those feelings, all of that body sensation around it. Take some deep breaths to oxygenate your body and your brain. And just really get in touch with that whole field of feelings around this. And then imagine for a second what you would like to feel like if you were totally, absolutely healed. How would all of those things that I just mentioned be different? It could be how you would feel if you were intact and had never been circumcised, or it could be different. But the main thing is, how would you feel differently than you do now if you were completely healed from this and felt exactly how you want to feel around it once you totally get over circumcision? And how would that feel in your body? How would that feel in your energy field? What are the emotions you would experience around that? What would your life be like? And just take a few seconds to consider all of those questions. How would you feel? What would your life be like? What would you feel like in your body if you felt like you want to, being totally healed from all circumcision trauma? And again, just let your attention totally open to that feeling and really experience it fully. Experience the relief, experience the calmness or the joy or the wholeness, the ease and naturalness, the at peaceness with the world and with yourself, the ability to just feel love and feel loved, whatever feelings you really want to feel around this. Just imagine what it would feel like when you have completely and totally healed and feel all of those things. And now, go back again and notice how you feel when thinking about circumcision, when thinking about the fact that you are circumcised, and how that feels in your body, how that feels in your emotional experience, how that feels in your life. And as you breathe in, imagine starting to breathe in some healing energy that starts to move all of those feelings in the direction of being totally healed. So, this is literally rewiring your brain so that when you think about circumcision and when you feel that in your body and think about your life, you're starting to change those parts of your brain that say that must mean that I have to feel like shit, that I have to feel hurt and depressed and angry and not whole. And instead, start to see if you can bring some loving, kind attention and energy as you take deep breaths in to all of that pain in yourself, to all of that whole entire energy field, to that gestalt of circumcision and how you feel about it. Just keep on imagining that. You can repeat the word circumcision to yourself and think about all of those things. And then just breathe in total healing, warm, loving energy towards that. And imagine it moving just a little bit in that direction of being completely healed, of that image you have of what you want it to feel like for yourself once you are totally healed from this. So just take a minute now to feel into circumcision and then into that healing energy, transforming all of those feelings. And this doesn't need to go quickly. You can just let yourself really relax into it. Really let yourself feel that pain, feel all the different aspects of the pain around circumcision, and then let that healing energy just seep into all of the parts of yourself, all the parts of your body, all the parts of your life that you just feel like total shit in, and allow yourself to love yourself, to give care to yourself, and that desire that you have for healing, let that heal you. Let that healing energy come in. You have the power to heal yourself. It's just the willingness to face all of those dark parts of yourself and bring that intention to heal them directly to them. And if you notice any particular aspect of circumcision that you want to heal specifically, you can just take a minute to focus on that too. So, say there's a phrase that comes up, or just an image of your penis or part of your penis, or some relationship or some person or some specific emotion, any particular aspect of this that is especially painful for you, notice just if anything like that comes up as you're thinking about circumcision. For me, it's just a phrase, I am circumcised, just that fact of that is, as this body, a part of who I am. And so just saying that phrase to myself brings up a lot of feelings. So it could be a phrase like that, or it could be, like I said, any specific emotion, body, feeling, image, whatever. But just bring that loving energy to that specific thing and keep on sending it to that specific part where you feel pain, and bring that desire to heal that pain to it and feel love for that and feel it start to transform a little bit in the direction of what it would feel like if it was totally healed. So for me, if I could say I am circumcised and not have that be upsetting to me at all anymore, even knowing everything that I know about it, and even wanting my foreskin back, still being able to be okay with it at the same time. So just finding that part of yourself and sending the love directly to it, sending healing directly to it. And as you do this, more feelings might come up, more thoughts. You may notice whatever you're focusing on start to shift. And you may even start to feel that pain even deeper at times, and that's actually really good. That's means you're starting to feel that deeper and starting to heal deeper parts of it. So continue to bring your focus back to that. Open up to it. Open up to that feeling totally. Just feel it as much as you can. And then feel that energy, that loving, kind, relaxed, gentle energy just come in, and with no rush, just totally relaxation. Feel it seeping into the pain in you and gently starting to bring that some healing. And as you're doing this, realize that you can do this for yourself anytime that you want to. If it feels good, bringing that healing energy to yourself and to the hurting parts of yourself. Anytime that you feel triggered, anytime that you feel upset, anytime that you want to bring some healing to yourself, you can do this. You can use this technique, and you can continue healing it as much as you want. You could do this all day for a few weeks and potentially heal your trauma totally in just a number of weeks. It's totally possible. It's just up to you how much you're willing to let yourself heal and how much you really want to heal. But all of those pathways in you can be completely transformed. So that this is not something traumatic and painful anymore. So if you want to just take a break for a minute, you can always do this in sort of waves. You can take a break, relax, just breathe a little bit, feel your body, feel what it feels like to have done that exercise for a few minutes. Notice if you're feeling differently than you did before we started. And again, it's really helpful to see if you feel like you're moving in that direction of healing. And if you are, get excited about that. It's really, really, really exciting. This is one of the things I just don't know exactly how to express, but I want to express it really bad because I've never experienced so much healing, so much improvement in my life as I did from the initial work I did healing circumcision trauma in a matter of a couple months, a few hours a week. I moved from being in severe PTSD to feeling pretty good about it, feeling, still not liking it, still having some trauma, some pain around it, but being like suicidal and super depressed about this, and then feeling actually pretty okay in general in my life, relatively happy after not feeling like that for years. So, just remember that. Remember why you're doing this and why it's important to you and what you want to feel like. And again, let's just bring those feelings to mind for a second, just because it's fun and it feels really good. Think about how you want to feel when you are 100% totally healed from this. How would you feel, or if you had never been circumcised, how do you imagine you would feel just being totally whole, just being extremely, extremely happy to have your whole body, just having no pain or trauma or sadness or anger, living in a world where everybody gets to keep the whole body that they're born with, and that just being normal. And totally let yourself feel that, open up to that feeling. And it may be a little scary or uncomfortable or not feel right because that's not how it is, but let yourself just suspend disbelief for a moment and really feel these feelings. It's part of the healing process of actually knowing what you're moving towards and understanding that it is possible to create that feeling in yourself and create that world. It just takes being completely comfortable with being able to face this issue and not be scared of it anymore. And that's what the healing process helps us do. So just feel those feelings. Feel how good it would feel to be 100% healed, to be totally happy with yourself, with your life, to feel whole, to feel good, to feel love and loved. Feel totally alive. Just imagine exactly how you would feel and allow yourself to feel that completely and totally for a minute here. Feel it in your whole body, your whole energy field around you. one more time, bring back the word circumcision or any specific aspect of that you want healing around. And direct all of that energy, that love, all of those feelings that you get directly towards that, towards circumcision, towards that painful part of you. And allow them to meet and mix together, and for that healing energy to start to transform the feelings around circumcision. It's letting that present circumstance totally just start to morph and transform into what you know you want the future to be, so that you can consciously create that. With total ease, just let it transform into that. And allow yourself to really feel all of the pain around it, all of that hatred of circumcision, and all of the feelings, all of the sadness, the depression and the rage. Feel that all completely, and know that that is what is allowing us, that's actually what's pushing us and driving us to create this future. And so, while you obviously don't like those feelings, it's necessary to feel all of them fully, because that's what allows us to move forward, is to face that pain and know that we have the power to transform it. But not until we actually face it and feel what we want, and then feel ourselves transforming that pain into healing, into moving towards what we want. A future where all men are healed around this, and where all future children are protected from genital cutting. So again, just allow yourself to totally feel all of that pain around circumcision, and feel it in all of its intensity. And breathe into it, and allow it to transform into something that you want it to transform into. relax again. Just breathe with it. And notice how you feel again. Notice if you feel like maybe it is possible to heal even a little bit more than you did. If you feel a little hopeful, that's really, really good, because if you believe that this is possible, it is possible, but it takes that belief in it. It takes that commitment to doing something about it. And it takes knowing why you're doing it. And of course, as I've said, I will say, it takes time. Doing this once may help, and may help a lot even if you haven't done anything around it before. You'll often, in the first few weeks of doing exercises daily especially, a big difference. But to really fully heal, it can take months, maybe even a year or two for someone who has severe trauma. But it's always possible, and it's always unbelievably good. So, I'm just going to sit here and take a few more deep breaths and feel myself in my body. Feel the release of those emotions. And be grateful that we live in a time where healing is possible, where we know how to heal trauma. Because not everybody's had the luxury of understanding different techniques and different things you can do. So a lot of people are stuck with trauma their whole life, and just keep on pushing it down, keep on feeling less and less. And it's not really a way to live. So just feeling some gratitude arise in your heart, and just, being grateful is one of the best antidotes for almost any disease, even physical illness. They've done studies on it, gratitude actually cures, makes any disease be cured faster and more likely to be cured, including especially mental and emotional issues. So having some gratitude that we're breathing, that we're alive, that healing is possible, that Foragen is working on a regenerative solution, that we can restore our foreskins and have lots of devices to do that, and that there's so much support through the internet and through all the different channels on the internet that we can reach out and talk to people about this, that we have this miracle of YouTube that I can just give you this free therapy over. It's pretty fantastic. And however simple it is, you can always find things to be grateful for. Another exercise that can just be great for anybody at any time in their life is just sit down every day and for 5 minutes write out everything that you're grateful for, even if it's just being alive, or like having both arms, You may be missing body parts, but at least you have some other ones. As I said yesterday, you're not. Some of you aren't blind. Some of you still have your hearing. Some of you don't. But that's the reality. Most of us have a lot of things to be grateful for. We live in the most wealthy country in the world, at least one of them if we're in the United States. Or if you have access to the internet at all, then you definitely live in one of the most wealthy countries in the world. So many things in everybody's personal life that you can find gratitude for. And just feeling that welling in your heart of really genuinely being thankful is something I would highly recommend. As well as just getting in touch with your heart in general and, feeling that loving, healing energy in it and giving that to yourself whenever you need it. So, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear what your experiences are of the exercise, any sticking points or things you want help with in particular, issues I haven't addressed, questions. But if not, thank you so much for doing this, for being on this journey. I really appreciate you all and love you all so much. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.